Alright everybody, NeverBeGosu bringing to you another tutorial video for EVE Online. And when you're just starting out, these videos are meant to help you kind of get into the game and start figuring things out. So these videos are directed towards STD Corporation or my corporation and subjugation through dissemination, and they will be taught as such. But everything that I'm teaching is good information for any new player, whether they're coming to us or not, to know. So this tutorial is entitled Attributes, and what we're going over is the attributes in EVE Online. First of all, what is an attribute in EVE Online? An attribute is one of 5 different, I guess you can say, intelligences or ways of thinking that increase your ability to skill up skill points. Okay, so just to kind of jump into it, we're going to click on our character sheet, and we're going to click on the character tab and then on the attributes tab, and you'll see the 5 attributes that I'm referring to. You have perception, memory, willpower, intelligence, and charisma. Okay, when you're very first newbie char and you first get to Jita after our last tutorial, when you fly to Jita, you should have this window pop up, and you'll see instead of a 30, 17, 24, 17, 17, you'll actually see a 20, 20, 20, 20, 19. Okay, the reason is I've already skilled this char up a little bit. Alright, so then you'll see underneath those attributes, you'll see a thing called a neural remap, and yours should say available. Currently mine says the next time it is available. When you click your neural remap, you get a free one in another year, so every year you can do this. Okay, when you're first a brand new char, you also get your 2 bonus remaps, so you have a total of 3 when you first start out. But after you use up these 2 bonuses and your original neural remap, you're gonna have to wait a year before you change these attributes. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and click, and you're gonna go ahead and click the remap now. Okay, right now you're gonna see that I have implants plugged in, which is giving me +3 to perception and willpower. We'll go over those in a minute. But right now, when you first log in, you'll see 3 in each one of these when you first run this, and you will see 2 in this bottom one. So you should see a 20, 20, 20, 20, 19. The reason I see a 23 and a 23 is because it is already adding my implants, which I'll go over later. Okay, as an STD member, you're going to clear all of them out. You're going to leave willpower, so you're going to max perception and you're going to max willpower. Okay, so your numbers should read 27, 17, 21, 17, 17. And what that's going to do is allow you to research skills that use perception and willpower at a much faster rate than anything else. And I'll go over that in a second when we jump over to the skills tab. Again, yours will not reflect the +3s that I have for implants, which I'll also go over in a second. So go ahead and click Save Changes. I'm going to click Cancel because I've already done my remap and I don't want to use one of my bonuses. So now you'd look at this window and it should have adjusted. Again, yours will say 27, 17, 21, 17, 17. Okay? And what these are used for is we're going to jump over to our Skills tab, and when you hover over any of the skills trees, you'll see at the bottom of it, you'll see a perception and willpower for spaceship command. Okay? So that means the primary attribute for learning any skill under this tree is going to be perception, and the secondary attribute is willpower. So without going into the actual formula, it's pretty simple. You're going to take your primary attribute plus your secondary attribute divided by 2, and that'll be how much skill points you earn per minute. Okay, so in other words, in my example, with you starting out with the 27 in perception and the 21 in willpower, you'll gain the full 27 in perception because it's your primary, and you'll only gain half of the 21 in willpower. So that would be 11.5. So 27 plus 11.5 comes out to 28.5 skill points per minute when you're actually in the perception willpower tree. Okay, the reason STD uses perception willpower at the beginning is all your spaceships that you're going to be flying need to skill up in that, and then also all your missiles and all your gunnery skills. So in order to start making ISK in our corp, the way we do it is we run perception willpower as our starting. You can start off as whatever you want. Later on we'll move over to intel memory, which is a long tree because there's a lot of things that use intel memory that we need to go through and actually skill up. Okay, so There are a few ways to do this. Okay, the initial way, which I've already showed you, is to remap. Okay, to increase when you're in a certain thing. So if we were at Intel, we were switching over to Intel memory, we'd drop points in perception and willpower and put them into int maxed, or memory up to, the 3 extra points we can put into it. Okay, and then you click save. So that would cost you one of your bonus remaps. So what that does is will allow you to skill up Intel memory items faster. Okay, so this is the initial way. It's called remapping your attributes. Okay, you can also use, which I have, is plugins. Plugins are called augmentations or plugins or implants. Okay, it's named different things in other slots. So if you click on the augmentations window, you'll see that I'm running an ocular filter and a neural basic boost. Okay, what these do, if I open up the info tab, is you'll see my perception modifier, I gain another 3 points, okay, for perception, and this one is I gain another 3 points in willpower. So what that does is increase your total, which is why you saw me with different totals on that window, which is why I'm at 30, 17, 24, 17, 17, okay. You can actually get +4 implants or +5 implants, which you'd purchase all off the market, but they're going to cost a decent amount of ISK, and you have to have skills for them. Your basic skill of level 1 can get you your basic implants, which should give you +3. Okay, if you wanted the +4, the +5s, you have to have a skill learned, and that skill is under neural enhancement, and it's called cybernetics. So I have 1. You can train this up to level 4 if you'd like, and then get the +4 implants, and a couple of different other implants as you're skilling them up. You can see if I went to show info real quick. You can see at level 1 you can get your basics and a couple of these other hardware, which we'll go over in another video. You can start getting your high grades, which are, at level 2 you can get your +4 points still, and they're just a little more expensive, but they also give other buffs. So a lot of people will try to get to, Cybernetics 2, because they can get those. Cybernetics 3 gives you other ones. 4 gives you your standards, which is your +4s. And then your +5s would be Cybernetics 5. Most people don't go to 5 because it takes a lot of skill points and you're wasting training time when you're initially trying to get into ships and certain weapons and start making ISK in games so you can buy skill points. Okay, so at that point, what we're going to do is we're going to go and look at the third way that you can actually increase your attributes. So besides your implants and besides your initial attribute selection, sometimes CCP puts out boosts, and I don't even know what they're called because I haven't been using them. We'll look them up though, because there's probably some on sale. Okay, there's Crimson Harvest Cerebral Accelerator. What these were and what these do is when they came out with the game, and what they do is allow you to increase every single modifier of your attributes by 10, and it lasts, I don't know, 886,000 seconds. I think that's a couple of days, whatever. So for like 2 days, you get everything +10. It's kind of cool. It's another bonus way to get, increased attributes, but that's the only 3 ways. So your 3 individual ways, to cover one more time before I end this video, is you select your attributes and you add your points from the remaps. Okay, so you put them into whatever you want. This is limited to time after your 2 bonus remaps and your first neural remap. It's limited to a year after that. You can change those. And then your plugins, which would be under your augmentations. Okay. And then the third way was those boosters that I told you about that you can buy if the CCP has them out in the game right now. Okay. I'm not even going to go really back into them. Crimson Harvest is the current one that's out. So that's for the Christmas special. All right. Those attributes are going to affect the way you skill up, and we will cover the skill points and a little more in formulas and how it works in the next video for your actual skill points and your skill trees, and we will touch up back on a little bit of attributes during that video, but that'll be the next video of my tutorial series. So thank you very much for watching, and fly safe, and hope to see you. If you're interested in joining STD, send Soraya Reborn an in-game message or email me at this YouTube, and we will look at getting you into the corp and going over everything that we need to go over. So, at least interviews. All right, thanks again. Fly safe, guys.